Hey Mr.soohoos, I'm going to be doing the dot plots, boxes, and histogram part from the gray sheet. Example number 3, 30 students were asked to report the number of TVs in their household. The table below gives their responses, and then it's on the next page instead of below. You take all of the numbers here. I crossed all of them out because I did the dot plot already. You take all of the numbers, and then if it's a 0, then you plot it above where the 0 is. If it's a 1, you plot it above the 1, 2 above the 2, etc. And then you have to plot all of the numbers that are above, and then you get all of the dots going up. You see which one has the most, and that's how you finish the dot plot. The box plot, you get the minimum number, the Q1, median, the Q3, and the max, and you put a line over each one of those that it asks for, and then you create a box using the median and the Q1 and the Q3, and that is how you complete a box plot. For the histogram, you have to use the relative table, the relative frequency table, and for the 0 to less than 2, you make the number that's next to it, so 8. I drew the line to a 9, I guess. And then for 2 to 4, 15, went up to 15. For 4 to 6, I went 4 to 6, and that was 6. And then for this one, it was a 1, I think a little bit below 3, on 3. So that's how you complete the histogram. For the calculator part, first you plot all of the numbers that were in the top table, and then into the calculator. I already inputted all of them. There were 31 numbers. Then you go to stat, go to the right, go to 1 var stats, you press enter, make sure it says L1 for list, scroll down and calculate. 2.53 is our mean. Our standard deviation is the 1.499. We round that up to 1.50. Our median is 2, and our 5-number summary is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 7. For the interquartile range, the formula to do it is IQR equals Q3 minus Q1. Our Q3 was 3 and our Q1 was 1, so it's going to be 3 minus 1, and our IQR is 2. Distribution is the unimodal, or the shape skewed to the right. So the median, 2 TVs, and the IQR is 2 TVs, and that's how you finish number 3 for the examples. For the relative frequency tables and histogram, I'm going to be doing example number 1. 30 students in a PE class ran 1 lap around the track. The times recorded in seconds are listed below. Starting at 61 and ending at 84, those are all of the numbers. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 26, 30 numbers in total. So for the first one, it wants us to make a relative frequency table using intervals of with 10 starting at 40. That just means that for the lap time, we start with 40 to less than 50, and for the next one, 50 less than 60, 60 less than 70, 70 to less than 80, 80 to less than 90, 90 to less than 100, and 100 to less than 110. You take the number amounts. So for 40 to 50, you look for the numbers in between 40 and 50, and there's only 1, so the frequency would be 1. You put that over the amount of numbers there are in the whole table, and in the whole table there are 30 numbers, so 1 over 30 equals 0.0333. After you do all of the work, you find out that 50 to 60 had 3, 60 to 70 had 5, 70 to 80 had 9, 80 to 90 had 7, 90 to 100 had 4, and 100 to 110 had 1. The relative frequency. Okay, and after you get the relative frequency table, you're able to make the histogram chart for number 2, or B. You get the relative frequency for each one. You plot where it goes according with the relative frequency table, and you end up getting a unimodal shape. Down here you get the mean off of your calculator. After you do the steps where you put in all of the numbers, and then you go to var stat 1, and then you calculate it, and you get the mean of 76.1, the median of 75.5, standard deviation of 13.8, and it's a unimodal shape, so the center is 76.1. And then the note says if skewed, use median instead of mean, and then mean if it's symmetric. That was the answer to C for number 1, asking to calculate the descriptive statistics and use them to describe the center, spread, and shape. The spread is 13.8, the same as the standard deviation. For D, what I had to do is calculate the interval that contains values within 1 standard deviation of the mean. I got the mu, which is the symbol that looks like cursive U, minus 1 standard deviation, and then a mu plus 1 standard deviation. It would be 76.1 minus 13.8 for 62.3, and that is our lower bound, and then 76.1 plus 13.8, which equals 89.9, which is our upper bound. You put the amount of numbers in between both 62.3 and 89.9 over the amount of numbers in total, which is 30, so 20 over 30, and it equals 0.666, which is equal to 67%. For F, we have to calculate the interval that contains values within 2 standard deviations of the mean. So that means that instead of subtracting and doing 1 standard deviation, we do subtract for this, you just do the 2 standard deviation instead of 1. So it'll be 76.1 minus 2 times 13.8, and then it'll be 76.1 plus 2 times 13.8. Our lower bound is 48.5, and our upper bound is 103.7. You take the amount of numbers in between both 48.5 and 103.7, and you get 29 numbers in total over the amount of numbers that are all on the list, which is 30, and it'll be 0.966, which is equal to 97%. And H is asking us if we consider the distribution to be approximately normal. If not, how does it differ? And it is an approximate normal. The percentage is as close as we expected it to be. So that was the relative frequency table and histogram from example 1 on the yellow sheet. Alright. Reflect upon this year in high school. Did you meet your goals? I met my goals this year. I did meet my goals this year. This was a pretty good year of high school. I enlisted in the military. That was my goal. What helped me meet my goal? My family and friends who supported me the whole way through high school. This is like one of my best friends right here. He helped me along the way, helped me get better at running, to try to join the military. This year, I learned that there will always be obstacles in life from you, Mr.soohoos. You gave that lesson on the first day about how if there's a wall, black people can probably jump it. Asian people will try to find a way to, figure out a way, get over the obstacle. And then in all seriousness, he said that there's always a way to get over that wall. And I will find a way to help and that's gonna help me with my future, getting over obstacles instead of just sitting there and waiting for it to fix itself or someone else to come along and help me. But yeah, this year, all of my goals, I finished all my goals. The last one is just to graduate, and so far I'm on track to do that. So thank you, Mr. Suhu. It's been an awesome year, and I hope to see you sometime in the future.